Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a Shawn Kemp build for you. So this will be a real lob threat, inside, contact dunks, sort of scorer. So this will be really great for 5v5s and 3v3s, 2v2. So any sort of area where you play a lot of pick and roll with your point guard, this will be a really great build for that. So make sure he's a power forward and we'll move on. So for the body settings, we want to make sure the height is 6'10". So this is important as it will enable us to unlock the big man contact dunks, which require a minimum height of 6'10". So make sure 6'10 is the height. Now for weight, I do recommend going down to 215 pounds. This just enables us to push some things up like driving dunk and some speed. And if you go too low, say if you go to the minimum, it does drop rebounding and other things too low. So I found the sweet spot to be 215 pounds for the build. Now in terms of wingspan, we do want to push that to the max. So you will have a 7'8" wingspan, which you'll have huge arms. Your arms will be massive. But this is important as it does give us the 84 driving dunk, which is needed for the pro contact dunks off 1 and 2 feet. So you'll be able to get not only the big man contact dunks and the pro contact alley-oops, but you'll also be able to get the driving contact dunks, the pro versions. So you got a heap of contact dunks. Pretty much in every scenario you'll be able to trigger the contact dunks. Body shape's up to you and we'll move on. So for close shot, we just want to push that to 90. So that just unlocks these 6 badges, but also gives us hook specialist gold, grace under pressure gold, mouse in the house, fast twitch Hall of Fame. In terms of layup, we do want to put that pretty high because you do have a 7'8" wingspan, and sometimes the game doesn't give you the dunks. So if you're able to get layup high, it does mean that when you don't get that dunk animation, you might still be able to finish at a high clip with good layup. It also gives us the 12 badges. Now for driving dunk, we do want to max that out because we do need the 84 driving dunk for the pro contact dunks. And the same thing for standing dunk, we want to push that to 90 to unlock the elite big man contact dunks. And in that same breath, we'll be able to unlock the pro contact alley-oops. But we also just want to bump that up one more to 91 to unlock an extra badge point. In terms of post control, now Shawn Kemp was a really good post player. Particularly in his prime with Seattle, he was really athletic and people just couldn't sort of keep him pinned down because he was so agile, he could just weave around in the post. So we want to get good post moves with this build. And of course at 85 it unlocks most of the post moves Hall of Fame. So back down punishes Hall of Fame, drop steppers Hall of Fame, post spin, he was really good at post spins. So they're all there. So that's finishing with the 31 badges. Now for shooting, like I said, as he got older and his athleticism waned and he probably got a bit heavier, he relied on that midi jump shot. So we want to get the mid-range up pretty high as we can, which is 81. And it does unlock Sniper Hall of Fame at 80, so you do still get Hall of Fame Sniper with this build. In terms of 3-point shot, this is 2K, we do still want to be able to spread the floor effectively. And a 76-3, does give us a good amount of badges silver, catch and shoots bronze. I couldn't quite get it to 77 because it would have affected a lot of other things that I thought was core to the build. You do get things like Hot Zone Hunter, silver, limitless spot up, Deadeye, corner specialist. So you should still be able to shoot relatively effectively, particularly from the corners with this build. In terms of free throw, we just want to put that to 80. I just had the stats to get free throw pretty high. And this is a slashing build, so I wanted to make sure if you get fouled, you are able to hit free throws. Now, in terms of playmaking, all we're going to upgrade here is pass accuracy. And we're going to push that to 91 for the 14 badges. Now, I know Shawn Kemp and other slashing guards, they can dribble a bit. But it just costs too much to the other areas of the build to upgrade ball handle and speed with ball. And from playing 2K, I think a lot of lob threat builds don't particularly rely on dribbling. They tend to team up with their point guard and play a lot of pick and roll. And if they're playing fives, their teammates hang out on the perimeter to spread the floor and they play that way. So I don't think ball handle was too core to the build. But you do have the 91 pass accuracy, and you've got pretty much everything gold here. So you should still be pretty effective at starting breaks and, grabbing an offensive board and, having really effective badges like Dimer out there to help teammates shoot. Now for defense, we do want to put perimeter defense, or interior defense, to 80. So at 80, it just unlocks the 5 badge points, but we've got brick wall silver. I would have loved to have got it higher, but I couldn't quite get interior defense capped out to 88, as we would have lost a lot of other things. So 80 defense was the best I could get. I still think silver brick wall is going to be good. You're still going to be able to get animations on screens. Now for perimeter defense, we do want to put that to 57. I do think having a decent perimeter defense for a center or a power forward is really important, and it does give us pick dodger bronze, which could be a handy badge. Now for steal, we do want to max steal out. Gives us the gold interceptor at 78, so that's really important, as if you're playing power forward, you're probably guarding the paint a bit, and anytime someone tries to throw a backdoor pass on a backdoor cut, or you're guarding the pick and roll and they pass it to the big man, you'll be able to steal that. Now for block, we do want to push that to 91. Shawn Kemp and other lob threat players, they tend to be really good at, or athletic to begin with, so that means they can, get a lot of athletic blocks. So I did want to push this up pretty high. He's averaged over 2 blocks a game in his career before, and he's got a lot of highlights of swatting shots and pinning the ball against the backboard and things like that. So we do want block pretty high, and at 91 we just get an extra badge point. Now for rebounding, we do want to push both of these up to 91. For the 31 badges, and at 91 rebound, you do get the gold rebound chaser, as you can see there. And Shawn Kemp, in his prime, he was averaging over 10 rebounds a game, so he could definitely snag boards. So we do want to get the gold rebound chaser there. So that's defense. Now for physicals, he was really quick, and most lob threat players are pretty quick. So for a 6'10 power forward, I think 71 acceleration and 72 speed is really fast. Other power forwards that have made their dude really heavy, they're going to be really slow. A lot of other power forwards that are really perimeter might be a bit slow as well. So having that really high speeds, you're going to notice it, particularly when you're rolling off a screen. That speed's going to come in handy. We're not going to touch strength. They got bumped up with interior defense. For vertical, we do want to push that to 75 to unlock all the contact dunks that we need. So 75 vertical is required to unlock them all that we've got. And for stamina, we're just going to put the rest on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So in total, we have 31 finishing, 21 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 31 defensive badges, for a total of 97 badges. This really athletic, slashing, lob threat, pick and roll, posterizing build. So I think you'll be able to have a lot of fun with this build. You're going to catch a lot of bodies with this one. So we'll move on to the takeovers. Now for Shawn Kemp, I chose advanced post moves and stuff blocks because he's really hard to guard in the post, and he's got a lot of backboard pins on blocks in his highlights if you go and look back on YouTube. And funnily enough, you don't get any slashing takeovers. So those are the two I've gone with. If I'd have had a slashing takeover available, I would have put that in most likely, but I found that those two worked as well for the build. So as you can see, we've made a versatile paint beast, shades of Tim Duncan, Wendell Carter Jr. and Jaren Jackson Jr. I think Tim Duncan's pretty solid. Comparison, he probably wasn't athletic as Shawn Kemp, but in his early years, he could definitely catch bodies in the post and off pick and rolls. And in saying that, we'll look at the badges. So for finishing, we definitely want things, you want a Lob City finisher at least bronze. This is a lob threat build. Posterizer, rise up, unstrippable's great on bronze. Grace under pressure is just a great badge now. Drop stepper to help in the post. Fast twitch, back down punisher. Slithery finisher. Limitless takeoff. So there's some really great badges. You can drop things around add some extra badges in if you create the build to try and get mouse in the house or hook specialists if you do a lot of hooks. Maybe fearless finisher just to help with some contact, possibly on layups if it does break that dunk animation. But you've got 31 badges, you'll be able to find something that works for you. Now for shooting, just really the core ones to help you shoot. This build only has a 76 3-pointer, which is still solid. You should still be able to hit pretty consistently with that. So we want things that'll help, particularly in the corners, because you get an extra boost on the game already for a corner shot. So corner specialist silver, limitless spot up is handy just in case you get an open look and you're not quite on the 3-point line. Sniper's just great. I would recommend that Hall of Fame with a low 3-point shot or anything less than 80. Deadeye, catch and shoot, hot zone hunter with corner specialist would be really great for the corners. And then with the last two, you may just want to put on slippery off-ball bronze just to help you move around on offense. And then maybe green machine or lucky 7 just for that extra boost, or even fade ace could be a good badge. Now for playmaking, I think the core one you probably want is break starter to some degree and bullet passer, just to help with the defensive rebounds and starting that fast break. Needle thread is also a great badge to make sure those passes don't get intercepted. And then dimer just to help with a shot boost for your teammates. And then another thing you may want to do is just upgrade some things, or you might want to put post playmaker up to something. If you are dominating the post, particularly on the park, people might start doubling you, and if you've got this badge, you can really help your teammates out shooting from the perimeter. And then with the extra badge, you just might want bailout in case you get caught trying to slash and you don't quite get that animation. Now for defense, chase down artists, we want the animation, so we want that bronze. We did unlock gold interceptor, so that's there for you. If you do want that, pick dodger bronze could be handy. I think tireless defender bronze is the best bronze badge in the game. Can really help with stamina. We definitely want rebound chaser gold, intimidator. Pickpocket's a great badge. Box out, really great badge. Brick wall, pogo stick, and rim protector. That could be a really good layout and a really versatile defender. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you have a really great day.